What's up? Welcome into your daily Buckeye Blitz. Coughing already. Clearing my throat. October 1st, 2025. It is your hump day. If you're into that shit. Oh, boy. Not a lot going on here. Getting ready for this Minnesota game. Today we're doing a preview. Offense and defense here. Looking at the matchup. You guys liked my matchup shows last week, so we're going to kind of condense offense and defense into one. And if we have some notes here about the Gophs, we'll include those. Yeah, let's get into it. This is going to be a long one. Hey-o. So, yeah, Minnesota coming to Columbus to take on the number one Buckeyes. That is a 7:30 p.m. game in Ohio Stadium on Saturday. Buckeyes 4-0, Minnesota 3-1. So, yeah, shoe's going to be rocking for a little while till like halftime. But anyway, so this is kind of a duel of two elite defenses so far, according to the numbers. The Buckeyes are number one scoring defense in the country at 5.5 points per game. Minnesota is top 10, though, in yards per game, and number 5 against the run. Tempo and possession, the Gophs are 13 nationally in time of possession. They want to squeeze the possessions, kind of like we saw in that Washington game. And in the red zone, Minnesota's 91st in red zone offense. The Buckeye defense is number 1 in red zone efficiency. So, yeah, looking at the snapshot on their both seasons today, the Buckeye offense 445.8 yards per game, 36.3 points per game, rushing yards 181.3, passing 264.5. Now compare that to the Minnesota offense. They're at 405, 34 points per game, 144 rushing, but 261 passing. So they're comparable in the points, just 3 points less, and in the passing, but the running game, they're pretty far off. But the Buckeye defense, they're 8th in the country, 229 yards per game. Rushing, they're allowing 97. Passing, 132. And again, the 5.5 points per game is first. Now, this Minnesota defense typically is pretty salty. They're right there in total yardage. They're 9th in the country, allowing 230. Rushing, 66. That's 5th in the country. And then passing, 165, 16.3 points per game. I would point you to their schedule, though, who they played. But anyways, looking at the Buckeye offense, when the Buckeyes have the ball, looking at the QB and the perimeter players, Julian Sayin, almost 1,000 yards, 10 touchdowns, 79% completion percentage, most accurate quarterback in college football. Wide receivers, Jeremiah's almost got 400 yards, 4 touchdowns. Tate, Ennis, Max Clare. So a matchup wrinkle to watch is Minnesota plays a lot of heavy man coverage. So they play cover 1 35 to 40% so far this year. So do you want to do that against Carnell, Tate, and Jeremiah Smith? Do you? I kind of doubt it. So if they stay in cover 1, the slot fades, the posts, the back shoulder go routes, and then you're going to use motion on offense to force your matchup on a cornerback 2 or a slot corner, usually not their best. So I see more if they want to run man, go ahead. I would probably point to the Washington game as far as how they're going to try and defend Jeremiah. I mean, he still had 8 targets, most on the team, and caught 7. Running game, Bo Jackson's got about 300 yards, 8.5 yards per carry. He is your RB1. That workload is trending up for sure. Now Minnesota, number 5 against the run. So we'll see. We'll see if this O-line for the Buckeyes kind of takes the challenge on. Bo's going to have to earn some of it. As far as the script goes, I would say start with balance, finish with explosive plays. So use 12 personnel, 11 personnel, hit some play action once the box gets tighter and they start rolling the safeties down. probably some bunch formations, some stack wide receiver formations versus press man. That will loosen up those corners real quick. Quick outs, whip routes, those are easy beaters on the press man. Red zone, Buckeyes 3 trips last week, 2 touchdowns and a field goal. They need 7s, not 3s. So if they're in a heavy look, I would look at the tight end leaking out. Maybe Jeremiah gets isolated in a stack formation versus their corners. And don't forget about the running backs in the passing game. So anyway, protection. Minnesota's man coverage. So you're probably going to need to keep a tight end in to chip on their pressure on obvious downs where we're passing. Ryan Day had a quote. He said, "We can live with 2nd and 10. We can't live with 2nd and 17." He was talking about Julian Sayin and his throwaways to get to another down, not taking a sack, right? So what do you guys think? Do you want to come out and spread the ball, throw early, let Julian Sayin cook, or do you want to pound it to soften up that run defense? Let me know what you think. So when Minnesota has the ball, Drake Lindsey, the quarterback, he's almost got 1,000 yards, 7 touchdowns, 66% completion percentage. He has a high PFF passing grade, of 90.6. That's legit. He doesn't throw a lot of turnover-worthy balls, doesn't put it in harm's way. Running back room is banged up. Darius Taylor, his status is up in the air. They only accounted for 42 yards rushing against Rutgers last week. That doesn't sound good. Their top wide receiver is Javon Tracy, has over 200 yards, 2 touchdowns. His explosive plays have come in the deep middle, so Caleb Downs territory. What Minnesota wants, they want a ball control, play action off of that run game, and with whatever run game they can put up. Use tempo. They want to bleed the clock, shorten the game, limit possessions, right? Just like Washington did. And look for those deep middle shots versus the Buckeye safeties. So if the Buckeyes come up on play action, if those safeties come running up to the line of scrimmage into the box, look for some play action where they try and go over the safeties' heads. I don't think our safeties are susceptible to that, but they're going to try that shit. So the Buckeyes game plan, the front 4 wins the day. Keep the formula from Washington. Rush 4, spy, smother on 3rd down. The edges in the interior, Caden Curry had his 11 tackles, 5 TFLs, 3 sacks last week. He's got to be a game wrecker again this week against Minnesota. Caden McDonald has got to continue to collapse that pocket up the middle. Had that key 4th down sack against Washington. And coverage. Coverage and rush working together. IGB, Jermaine Matthews on the outside. They got to continue to lock guys up. IGB had a hell of a game last week, helped out in the run support. And then you got Caleb Downs. And then the linebackers also have to cover these crossing routes. And Downs is going to be in charge of those deep posts. So you're probably going to see the Buckeyes mix some too high and disguise it, and then maybe bring a late blitzer occasionally. We'll see if Minnesota tries to go with a quick passing game. Then you're going to see guys come up closer to the line of scrimmage. 3rd down in the red zone. Washington went for it. They only converted 1 for 11 on 3rd downs against the Buckeyes last week. So Buckeyes can bend but don't break, and keep them out of the end zone. I think you're going to see a similar game plan as you did against Washington. So, yeah. We'll see what happens, though, if Taylor is out. I wouldn't be surprised to see Lindsey go for 35 or 40 passing attempts. So, good luck against this secondary, buddy. Some of the hidden matchups, Minnesota's man coverage versus Ohio State's motions and stacked receivers. Who gets burnt first, Bo Jackson on a check release, a little running back angle route, can be a chain mover. Punt returns, those hidden yards do matter. So we can't be turning over the ball, of course, but just catch the ball probably is Day's advice at this point. And then the middle eight, Ryan Day always says it's like stealing a possession. Ohio State wants to score, get the ball back, and score again in that middle eight time period. As far as coaching, Ryan Day talked about maturity. He said, you're seeing maturity. We handled chaos in Seattle. Matt Patricia's defense is simple to play but hard to read if you're the offense. They have multiplicity up front, coverage disguises, and elite red zone execution in those goal line stands we've seen, have continued from last year. PJ Fleck's dilemma is does he live in cover one as usual or add more too high safeties to keep Jeremiah and Carnell from going off, but then you're going to lighten up the box, and you can give up some run there. Keys to a Buckeye win, really win early on, early downs on offense, stay out of third and longs, take shots when they single up on Jeremiah. Otherwise, play patient, flip the field, own the middle eight. Defensively, take away the deep posts and the tight end routes, and make Lindsey string together some 10-play drives. I don't think he can do it. Spoiler alert. In the red zone, we need sevens on offense, either threes or nothing on defense. So, we need to see, again, that boa constrictor defense, and then the Buckeyes pull away in the third quarter and cruise to victory. So, I look for 18 targets for Carnell, Tate, and Jeremiah Smith combined, and then a red zone TD to a tight end. It's the year of the tight end. Did you know that? No. Anyways, I think this is an easy one. Starts off, close. If they can turn over Minnesota a couple times, get a couple possessions back, that'd be awesome. So let me know what you guys think. You think Bo can crack 100 yards against this top 5 run defense? I don't know. We'll find out. And one more thing before we get out the door. Got an email from a school down in southwest Ohio, New Paris. Anybody been through there? I couldn't even find it on a map hardly. But anyways, we need to help out this small school. It's an Ohio school. So National Trail High School is the only Ohio school in the finals of the T-Mobile Friday Night Lights contest. If they win, they get $1 million for their students, athletes, and their community. So they're a big-time underdog. It's a small school against much bigger schools with huge platforms. So every single vote matters. I think you can vote every day. So it takes just a couple seconds to vote with your email. I'll leave a link in the show notes, in the description below. So let's hope this Ohio high school go up against some of these bigger programs across the country and get themselves some money for their school. I mean, $1 million can go a long way for years. So, click the link. I won't try and spell it out here, but I'll have the link below. So help out this high school in Ohio just by voting for them. That's all. Anyways, that's all I got for you today. Talk to you tomorrow. Go Bucks.